Hi everyone, we are going to play through a game of the Sands of Sharax. This is Volume 3 for the HEXplore universe. So we're going to be playing through a two-hero game today. As you can see, I'm setting up the board somewhere over here. Breaking this video into three parts so that I can walk you through as much as I can. I'm going to be narrating pretty much the entire game to give you a indication of kind of what's going on and all of the different subsystems that are working in the game. We're going to run through gambling, we're going to perform missions, we're going to almost starve to death in the desert. It's going to be a blast. So if you'd like, go ahead and skip through. I will go ahead and put in some links at the bottom of this video to help you navigate through many of the different sections. So without further ado, I hope you have a great time watching. Thank you. Okay, we are going to play the Sands of Sharax. I'm going to be playing two heroes today. I've got the half-orc Gladiator. I'm going to be playing half-orc Gladiator. Fanthyr is his name. And then the Phororan Templar. So I have a striker-healer combo here. When you start the Sands of Sharax, each hero gains 10 gold and 3 times your food rating in food. I've got the board set up here. I've got our circumstances set out, all of our card decks. We'll flip over our first sets of missions that appear. There's one mission deck for each city-state. There are 4 city-states. Missions are tied to a particular location on the board, a location type, that is. So I can locate missions. Looks like this one is a highland mission, this is highland, and then we have a desert. So when you begin the game, you place the random hex hot tile that you draw. I'm going to place that either on the top of the board or on the bottom of the board. So what I'm going to do is I will place that on the bottom of the board here. And I think we are going to start in this area here, attached to the bars. So I'm going to begin movement. Now, one thing to cover is that the wastes is a separate area of the board than the quadrants. So anything that is in here can't touch the quadrants. So I'm going to be kind of making my journey through the Sands of Sharax to try and get my heroes more powerful to take on a very large titanic creature called the Ravager of Sharax. So one other thing to note is that the silt areas on the map, that is the really light, it's kind of hard to see, really light areas on the map. You can see that in the rulebook very clearly, and on those tiles very clearly. Those are silt locations, and it's a little bit harder to move through those locations. So whenever you move into it, you need to spend another move that you might have in order to continue moving. So I am going to try and avoid that area because it's going to be very difficult for us to walk through that. That means I have a little bit of a area here that I can begin to journey. Now, one other thing about the wastes is that it's quite brutal in the wastes. Heat exhaustion is a condition that you will gain in this game, and it only is affected in the wastes area. Heat exhaustion occurs when you can't consume one food. You have to consume at least one food during the skill phase, and if you can't, then you gain heat exhaustion. So what we're going to do is my first round, I'm going to, my first turn, during the movement phase, one other thing, you can, the waste basically reduces your movement speed by 1 as well. So instead of being able to move 4, we can move 3 in the wastes. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, and then we're going to unlock a new hot tile here. And we have the first boss and a desert mission location there. So that's pretty good. And I'm going to put that right here. In fact, let's put it right like that. And maybe like that. Okay, and then I'm going to continue my movement and go 2, 3. That's all 3 units of movement. We'll put down another hot tile. And this one we have another bunch of silt areas as well as a desert mission location. So I'm going to put that down. Put the silt on this other side here. Okay. So that's our movement phase. We get to roll our dice. Oh, I did not get out extra dice for my Templar. Get that out here. Alright, so Templar dice. We've got a hex on survival. That's good. Now, in the wastes, you do always have to consume food. 1 food per hero. So even though I made that survival roll, I'm still reducing my food by 1. Not your total food rating, just the value of 1. I got a hex on Explore, so that is 2 gold, so that's a good thing. I miss Navigate, however, so we may wander. Next thing that we have is for the Gladiator, we made our Explore roll, so again we go up 2 gold. I crit fail that survival roll, so I have to consume 3 units of food. And then he also failed Navigate, so that means we're going to wander. Wandering is a d6 roll based on the wander graphic at the bottom of the board. And so we wander south, 1 unit south here. Alright, so now we're going to have our circumstance phase. And we roll a hex. So you'll notice our circumstance bar for the Sands of Shirax only has 4 revealed cards instead of 5. That is because a roll of a 5 or a hex is a draw, a random draw. You don't really know. You only have an inkling of a few things that are happening in the desert around you, unlike the forests or valley where you might hear other creatures and hear of other things. So we roll the hex. That means we get to fight a 3rd level humanoid encounter, Legionnaires. Now, we could bribe them. I don't really want to do that. I think we are going to fight them. Look at that. They give 5 gold and 2 food. So I'm going to get out our battle mat here. My Gladiator is going to use Perfected Technique. He's going to be defending. And then he's actually, I think I'm going to use Adrenaline instead. So he's going to deal Gladius rank damage, so 4. We have 18 health, 6 energy, so he's going to be doing 4 damage, and he gets to counterattack if they attack him. And then my Templar, let's see, I'll use Judgment for 3 damage. So we've got a total of 7 coming in. Let's see what the Legionnaires do. 2. So, single target health. Roll the pyramid for each mutation the target has. Increase the damage dealt by this amount. So, 1 target is taking 5 health damage. We get to roll to see who that target is. Yellow for Gladiator, blue for Templar. Blue, Templar takes 5 damage. So, we go down to 3 health remaining. The Templar is going to heal himself next turn, I think. So, but we've done 7 damage. And that means we have 11 left. My Adrenaline, this will be the last round that my Adrenaline will go off. So I'm going to simply do Perfected Technique to give myself a damage boost next round. So I'm defending. My Templar is going to heal, and he is going to heal for 3. And then we will see what the... He also has a regen coming in because of his heal, so that's good. And they do the same thing, so we'll see who the target is. So blue for our Templar, and it's our Templar again. Gets hit for another 5 damage. So he heals for 3. He only takes 2. He's down to 1 health remaining. And then I will go ahead and use Perfected Technique. Now I've used a couple of my masteries, so that's 1, 2. So I'm going to reduce his energy by 2, and I'm going to reduce my Templars by 1 because he only did his nourish last round. Alright, so he's got a regen coming in at the beginning of next round, and that is equal to 1, so he will gain another health at least. My Gladiator is actually doing 10 damage this round, so that's pretty good. And then I'm going to have the Templar heal again, because he's only got 1 health left. So let's see what happens here. We're going to roll to see what rolls. Another 2. So we have the Legionnaires are doing another 5 health damage. Now keep in mind we have a this is a level 3 encounter here. So, and you know what? I think my half orc is going to use his special ability. So my racial ability. Once per game turn for 3 health, you may either reroll a 10-sided die or boost your attack rank by half your navigate rank. So I'm going to do that to boost my attack rank by 1, which means I will actually kill these guys. So that racial ability for the half orc is pretty good. That actually cost me 3 energy, 3 health to use. So let's see what these guys do. We're gonna roll. Hex. Single target health. This attack deals an additional 3 damage if the target is below half its max energy. Well, this could be the end of our Templar character if we roll poorly for his target die here. 4 and 3. So we actually rolled for the Gladiator. We rolled a 4. That means he becomes the target. And he's taking 6 health damage. Wow. So he's down to 3 health and 2 energy. Our Templar would have healed 1 at the beginning of the turn. He is using his heal so at that turn. So he's got 3 more coming in. Let's heal the Templar. And they are done for. So we've got the Legionnaires taken care of. We have each 5 gold and 2 energy, 5 gold and 2 food coming in. Put that in the discard pile here. So, boy, that was a tough one for our first round out of the game here. But that does leave us with 17 gold each. But we are now hurting, just terrible out in the desert here. So at the end of this turn, we're going to roll to see if the Ravager appears on the board. So we're going to roll a d4, and if we get a 4, a hex on the roll, he will appear on our first tile. Now, and we rolled a 4. Okay, so that means our Ravager appears the very first turn out of the game. We are going to roll this d4 again, and we are going to consult the nodes on that tile. So wherever we roll, that will become where the Ravager appears. So he appears, we rolled a hex. He is going to appear on this spot that says hex on that first tile. So we're going to place him here on the board. That doesn't do too much to us at the moment. It just means that we've entered Act 1 of the game. Act 1 is when the Ravager appears, and the sequence that he takes in Act 1 is on the first game turn, he appears. On the second game turn, he stays, so he waits. And then on the third game turn, you take him off the board. So it's appear, wait, and then you take him off the board. In Act 2, it's very similar, only we skip that second wait phase. He appears, and then on the second turn, he disappears. Okay, so let's see what we do next here. We could use up some more of the Templar's healing abilities here to try and get some extra energy, or we could try and do one of these missions. Yeah, and I think if we stay where we are, we could likely take on the Pangolin. Not with 2 energy. Alright, so we're going to move 1. That's moving cautiously. We're going to move into this mission location. I'm going to try and get this excavation taken care of for Phorora. That is a desert-based mission. So we are on a desert-based tile. That means we can attempt that one. So that one's going to require 2 navigate successes, which is going to be a little difficult. But what we're going to do is we've moved 1, we're going to roll our skills, and again we're in the waste, so that means heat exhaustion could become a thing. So navigate, we don't need to worry about. We don't gain gold for the gladiator. We lose food for the... Oh, yeah, and I already increased food for the Legionnaires. Okay, so we lose food. I lose 3 for the gladiator. I'm down to 5 food left. The Templar misses everything, so we reduce our food again here. Okay. Now the Phororan has a special ability here. Phororans are natural explorers and tend to have rational thinking minds. Once per game turn during the circumstance phase, for 3 energy, you may select an open treasure or discovery and play it as the group's circumstance this turn. So I think for 3 energy, I can do that. And I think, let's take a look at this discovery card here. A strange cult has recently appeared, the Soaring City. Oh, cool. I think that's what we're going to do. Alright, so I'm going to use the Phororan's ability. He's a natural explorer. Once per game turn during the circumstance phase for 3 energy, so I'm going down to 4 energy left. And we draw this Soaring City card. So, a strange cult has recently appeared in each of the city-states, and the members claim that the end of times has begun. They are often misquoted, most thinking the cultists believe the Ravager is to blame, but those who would listen to their prophecy hear tales about a mysterious city in the sky. Strangely, today you swear you found this fabled Soaring City. It floats impossibly high up, but you lose it later in the day behind towering pillow-like clouds. Keep this card. Until the end of the game, you may re-roll a single die. Discard this card after you've rolled 6 times. Awesome. So, I will take that card and we will place it somewhere where we won't lose it. Soaring City. I'll place it there, and then I'm going to put a hex on it to note that we have 6 attempts to re-roll a die. So that's pretty good. Okay, that is our skill phase, our circumstance phase we just did. Now we get to do the event phase, and that is an excavation. So we will try this mission card here. We are on a desert mission. Okay, so excavation. A cave filled with wonders is rumored to lie somewhere beneath the sands. An ancient spirit guards the location, keeping its existence secret only to a rare few. It is said that only those who are worthy may enter. The lore one might find here could prove invaluable to the world. If you have already found the cave of Eajayib, you may complete this mission immediately. If not, locate the cave discovery and play it when you complete this mission. Alright, so first of all, we have to attempt the mission. This mission requires 2 navigate successes. So I need both of our characters to make this. I don't know if we're gonna, but we're gonna try. Gladiator rolls a 4. We do not make it. And the Templar rolls a 10. Of course, we don't make it. So we will attempt this again next turn. And because we're camping, we'll gain a bonus for doing so. Now, at the end, we have our villain phase. And this is the rest period for the Ravager. And just to help you remember the rest period, that's when we're going to place our Remnant on the board. Okay, so we're going to pick up the Ravager. We're going to place our Remnant on the board. And we can come back here later to become irradiated, take some damage, and gain a mutation. But each time we go to a Remnant in the Wastes, the group also gets to draw a power-up card. So those are free power-up cards waiting for you. If we can brave the destruction, the swath of destruction that the Ravager has put down. Okay, so that is our second game turn, or maybe our third now. Next thing I think we're going to do is we are going to camp here. Let's camp because that is going to give us a little bit of energy back. So we get 3 and 3. So that's definitely a good thing. We're up to full energy for the Gladiator. 7 and full health for the Templar. So that's a good thing. Alright, so we are going to roll our skills. We get a -1 bonus to the roll. We get a hex on navigate. And that's definitely a good thing. We get a hex on survival, also a good thing. Because we are in the waste, we still have to consume at least 1 food. So we do go down a little bit in the food bar there. One thing, we just changed this up about a month ago, so I just want to make sure. But when you roll your skills, if you roll a hex, we actually are giving the group the chance to gain different things. So if you have the a roll of a hex on navigate, you get to save the group from wandering, or you may wander 1 hex in the direction of your choice. So that's a little bit different than valley and forests. It gives you the opportunity to actually move the group if you want to, if you roll that hex. Now, I don't think I want to because I'm on that mission location. Alright, what else? We get a hex on explore. Actually, oh my gosh, guys, this is all 3 hexes. That is awesome. That means we get a power-up card. So we rolled a hex navigate. We rolled a 2 and a 2 on survival and explore. That's a triple hex because of our camping action. So that means we get to draw a card and we get to give its bonus to each character in the group. So that's a +2 to survival. Awesome. That's going to be helpful. So each player gets a +2 to survival. Excellent. Alright, that couldn't have been any better. I did not increase gold here, so I'm going to get 2 gold as well for the orc, the half-orc. And that is it. So we've done food, we've done gold, and that was a pretty awesome roll. Okay, so now we have our circumstance phase. We moved cautiously, so we can choose not to take whatever the result is if it is a card that doesn't have unavoidable on it. So 2, we roll a 2. Monstrous Centipede. This is a level 3 creature again. We're good against magical nature and undead. Do we want to avoid the Monstrous Centipede or should we take it? It's going to give 5 food. That might be really good. Group energy drain. Wounded. Single target unyielding health. Dual target unyielding. Ooh. By the gods, look at the size of this thing. We are going to avoid the Monstrous Centipede. We don't want to take it on. We've moved cautiously. We're getting out of the way of that thing. We just kind of watch it go around the horizon, and it's just gigantic. Okay, so next part of the phase, we will go ahead and roll that mission again. Again, we are going to need 2 successes. So let's roll for the Gladiator. We rolled a 4 minus 1 is a 3, which is a success. Good thing we camped. Let's see if the Templar can roll a 3 or less. And we rolled a 7. Do we want to try and re-roll? Let's use up one of the Soaring City's re-rolls that we have. So I'm going to re-roll. Kismet is in our favor. And we get a 3! Holy cow, we could not have planned that any better. So we used up one of our die re-rolls that we received from the Soaring City. Just from seeing the city in the sky is giving us some luck. And we've managed to excavate. We've found a cave of wonders. I know it's not the one with Blue Will Smith. Sorry, folks. This one might be slightly more dangerous. Let's check it out. If I can find it in our deck here. There we go. Alright, the Cave of Eajayib. Now, when you complete this mission, you draw the cave and you get to play that card. So that's how excavations work. You basically will complete the mission, you get the rewards right away. So in fact, we get to draw those power-up cards, we get the reputation increase as well. This is going upwards towards Phorora, so we start at that 0 mark. So now we are at that first kind of mark in the northward. We're headed towards righteous Phorora, righteous and rebellious. Okay. So we also get some gold now because we are in favor of the Phororans. So we are going to get 2 gold. Awesome. And we also get 2 power-ups apiece. So let's see here. Oh, look at that! That couldn't have been any better. Holy cow! I will probably have to reshuffle these, but that was crazy. I got 2 energy plus 1s for the half orc and 2 health increases for the Templar. So how serendipitous, I actually did shuffle these before, but now each of these cards has a orange die icon on it. That means we can either stash these cards and gain the bonus later, or you can roll the die, and typically what will happen is whenever you gain these cards and you gain the bonus right away, you're going to roll the die. If you roll a hex, then that increase goes up by 1. So for instance, these are both +1 energy cards. If I get to roll 1 die, I have 2 cards. That means I get to roll 2 of these dice. If any one of those is a hex, then both of those values go up by 1. So if I wanted to keep these cards, I could, and then if, let's say later in the game I have 4 of these cards, and then you would get to roll 4 of the dice, and if any one of them is a hex, you get the bonus +1. So because I have 2, I'm just going to roll it right now and see if we can. And you know what? We could use the Soaring City. He could really use that extra energy, so I'm going to re-roll one of those dice. So I'm going to make this go down to a 4, and we're going to re-roll this guy, and it's a 2. Okay, so I don't get a bonus +1 for the Gladiator. Let's roll for the Templar. We have 2 +1 health coming in, and they're both still +1. I'm not going to waste another Soaring City re-roll. So that's good. We are up to 6 energy on the Gladiator, and we are up to 10 health on the Templar. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we get to finish up our excavation, and that is locate the Cave of Eajayib Discovery and play it when you complete this mission. So now we can play this card. Let's see. A legend is widely known as any in all the land. This ancient cave is guarded by an elder spirit. Its fabled entrance appears only in times of great need. Place the Cave of Eajayib location token on this hex. Alright, so we're going to find that token. We're going to place it on this hex. And it is right there now. Okay, and any hero may choose to enter the cave during the event phase and roll their skills. Heroes suffer damage for each of their failed rolls based on the group's reputation. Okay, so our reputation is righteous. That's good. It's actually neither righteous nor rebellious, so so we're neutral. So that would be 6 energy drain. Ew, we don't want 6 energy drain. That could be 18 damage. So we really don't belong in this cave yet. We're not righteous. So I think we are going to not do the cave just yet. We will place that card here. And if we get to the cave later in the game, then we'll try it again. Okay, so then at the end of this phase, we go into the villain phase. We've already placed the Remnant. That was during the rest period of the Ravager. Now, in this next phase, the Ravager disappears back underneath the earth. Okay, next thing we do, why don't we go ahead and we get to redraw another card here, and this is a Highland mission, another excavation. Yeah, this is an arc here. Draw 2 additional missions, place them on top. Okay, so we will do that. Actually, these cards are for the expansion. I'm not going to play those. Sorry. So this is a bounty. Okay. All right. So we've got a bounty quest up. That could have changed things. It's a bounty for humanoids and creatures. We've already destroyed a humanoid, and we decided not to take on a centipede. That means during the event phase, while on a mission location, we can search the deck for the first matching encounter and play it. I have to turn this mission into Mesyn'ott, and I gain the reward a number of times equal to the number of matching encounters fought. Technically, this would have been on the top of the mission card. I didn't take out the expansion cards, and I don't want to show those off quite yet. So, technically, we would have had 1 Legionnaires on that. So, I'm going to put another die just on that to show that we have bounty. We have faced 1. That means when we turn this in, if we go to Mesyn'ott, we're going to get some bounty for that. Okay, next I think what we're going to do is we could just move 1 and open up a new tile. So let's move 1 here. And look at that, no luck yet. We still have not found a caravan to take us out of the wastes. I will put that down here, but that is a mission location, so that's a good thing. Why don't we move 2? We'll continue to move and try and get to that mission location. That'll give us a little bit more that we can attempt to do. So we're going to move 2. All right, so we're not moving cautiously anymore. Okay, so we have a 5, a 4, and a 7. And we have a 2, a hex, and a 9. Okay. So the 2 is a success for Explorer. It's 20. We have 21 gold now. The Templar has some gold. It's amazing how much gold we're finding out in this desert. Some treasure. The half-orc made his survival roll, but he will be consuming 1 unit of food. The Templar made it with a hex, so he will also be consuming 1 unit of food. A roll of a hex on survival. It allows you to gain 1 food, or all heroes heal 1 energy. So why don't I allow him to gain 1 food, and we're going to give it to the half-orc. Okay, next thing we have is we missed navigate, so we are going to wander. Let's roll that die, and we roll a 2. That is to the edge of the board, so that means we're going to see another hex in another hot tile. And still no luck with the caravans. We have not found any caravans out in the desert here. Now we are going to roll to see what our circumstances. We could have... Why don't we have the Phororan actually do that? And I see a treasure that is in the expansion. I should have really made sure those weren't in here. Alright, so we're going to pick the top card, get rid of that. Okay, Lunar Blade. Yes. We are going to take the Phororan's ability again. Once per game turn during the circumstance phase for 3 energy. He's going to consume 3 energy. He goes down to 4. He gets to select an open treasure or discovery and play it as the group's circumstance this turn. So we find the Lunar Blade. This is going to be great. The Lunar Blade is the obsidian scimitar. It's a wonder to behold. While the moon is overhead, the edge emits blue and umber hues. The wielder of this blade gains the wielder bonus below and regen 1 energy. The wielder bonus is +2 attack, so that's awesome. While your energy is 3 or higher, you may counterattack whenever an opponent targets you. This damage is tripled and converted to energy damage. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, legend states this item once belonged to Merkali, a half-Jinn prince who felt dark powers inside the Black Pyramid. Excellent. So, we have the Fanthir, the half-orc gladiator, is now carrying a Lunar Blade. Alright, so at the end of this this turn here, now we have the villain phase again, and that is simply the Ravager is going to appear. We are going to be rolling the die here to see which location he goes to. The only available roll results we can take are a hex or a 1. So we're going to roll to see, let's say odds are hex, evens are 1. Odd. So odd is hex. That means he's going northward. Means he's going to show up right there. We're going to roll a d4, and it's on that location there, right next to where we were possibly going to head. At least he didn't take out the Cave of Wonders quite yet. Alright, I'm going to pause the video and come right back. Okay, moving on. We have just finished the villain phase, moving into the movement phase. We are going to move, why don't we move 2? 1, 2. We're going to unlock another hex tile here. Let's see what we get. Still no caravan. But this one has 2 mission locations. So why don't we put that something like this. And then we're going to roll. We've only moved 1. Do we want to try and move 2? Yeah, let's move 2. We're going to move 2, move there. And that means we're going to get 1 more. And still no caravans, no oases. This is just a very, very bleak area of the desert. We have found no place to hide from the searing heat. That's okay. We're not quite in desperate times yet, but I know we will be there soon. We've moved 2. Why don't we roll dice for skill phase here? Okay, this is bad. And we at least have a success there on survival. Okay, so fail, fail, fail. We have 3 food we're losing for the half-orc here. Oh, man. And then the Templar is losing 1 food. We are going to begin starving next turn. We've got to start finding a caravan here. We've missed everything else. That means we're going to wander. Hopefully we don't wander back like this way. Let's wander closer to another hex tile. we wander that way. So I suppose that's okay. Alright, so we've wandered. We've done our skill phase. Let's flip over another card here. I really have to pull these cards out. The next time I stop the video, tell me to do that. Alright, so we could play the Well of Sorrow, or we... Oh, there's another treasure on the board. Why don't we just do that? Phororan is going to use his ability to get a treasure. So we are going to say for 3 energy... Ooh, he's going to go down to 1 energy. It's either that or unavoidable card or a affliction. Yeah, let's take it. We got to. So we're going to take 3 energy damage. The Phororan, Telen, our Phororan Templar, finds the Anhk of Mesyn'ott. This ancient relic has an aura of intense power. Any hero may choose to sacrifice 5 energy to revive another hero who has died. This item may be used in combat by performing a defend action. Afterwards, roll a 4-sided die. If you roll a hex, the hero becomes an undead creature without an energy stat. We cross out the energy stat. So that basically, after we revive someone with this card, there's a chance that they come back as an undead. If any undead heroes are reduced to 0 health again, you reduce their maximum health by 1 and roll a 4-sided die. Advance the game a number of game turns equal to the result. The undead hero is then revived again. So you can kind of keep coming back depending on your energy rank, or your health rank, I should say. Alright, so that is our circumstance for the round. The villain phase, we're in Act 1. That means the Ravager is simply going to rest where he is. To denote that, we're going to lift him up and place another token on the board here. Place that down, a Remnant with a crystal tower. You'll notice the Remnants are double-sided, so one side has a crystal tower on it, the other side does not. So as the heroes go to these locations, you are simply going to take the Remnant and flip it over if you have harvested the Ravager crystals from there. Okay, so that's the end of our turn. Let's move one more here. We're going to move 1, and we're going to see what we find. And it's still no luck. We might end up dying out in the desert because we're starving to death. We have plenty of money, but whoa, we need to fight some things. And well, we don't want to fight a horde of sand corpses, that's for sure. They're not going to give us any food. Alright, so let's put this down here. And there we have it. It is another location that we can go to, a mission location. We could go and do one of these bounties. Maybe that's what we do. We've only moved 1. Let's move 2, and we're going to put another tile out. And still no luck. Oh my gosh, we do have, believe it or not, we do have lots of tiles in here with Caravan and Oasis locations. Definitely more without, but they are there, I promise you. We just haven't found any. Alright, so we've moved 2. We're going to roll. We've got to make our survival rolls, otherwise it's bad news. Bad news. Made survival. Okay, good. Good. Half orc, you're doing your job. So we've lost. The half orc is completely out of food. Next round, we will begin to starve. The blue roll here is navigate. So we miss that, and we miss the explore roll. Similarly, the Templar makes and does not make. Okay, so we are going to wander. We have the success that we only have 1 food left. The hex on explore, that is going to give 3 gold instead of 2, or all heroes heal 1 health. Why don't we why don't we take the gold? 3 gold instead of 2. Okay, so that is our skill phase. We wander, so we're going to roll that as a hex. We're wandering northward. Okay, and then we're going to roll for a circumstance. There is a Well of Sorrow. Why don't we play the Well of Sorrow? I can't. Templar doesn't have enough energy. Templar can't. Instead, we are going to roll for a circumstance. And we get a 5, which is a draw from the deck. Oh, can't show that card. I promise I will, as soon as I end the video here, I'll go back through. Oh my gosh. Here's another one. Just double check. All right. Crystal deposit. Okay. Find a crystal deposit. You found a remnant. The Ravager must have arrived here some time ago. There isn't much left of the formation, but you just might be able to unearth some of it. Place a remnant with a crystal tower on this tile. Okay. Place a remnant with the crystal tower on this tile. We're going to roll a d4. 1. And that's going to be right there with the crystal deposit. So the crystal side up. Okay. Afterwards, roll a 4-sided die. Oops, not that one. Crystal deposit. Each hero roll survival. If half the group succeeds, the group gains 1 Ravager crystal. If any of the heroes fail, you find you're not alone. Play the first non-swarm horde encounter you find. This opponent gains a mutation. So each hero rolls survival. If half the group succeeds, we get a Ravager crystal. If any of us fail, we have to play fail. Succeed. So we get 1 Ravager crystal out of this at least, and then we fight something terrible. So I'm going to put down our Ravager crystals here on the battle mat. We are going to face a creature that, or a encounter I should say, that gains a mutation. And let's see here, we have to kind of do cards until we find, can't do those, non-horde cards. That's lots of cards from the expansion here. There we go. Cockatrice. Alright, so we have to fight a Cockatrice. Not cool. The Cockatrice has a mutation. I feel like we're going to need to run from this because we are on the verge of death. Let's take a look here. As soon as I find it, there we go, mutations. Okay, so this is going to gain a mutation. It is a magical nature. At least we have favored opponent with it. It is going to give us some food, so that's good. It's a third level magic nature. So let's roll the mutation. We're going to roll a d6 to see what type it is. 5. This is a metaphysical mutation. We're going to get 2 additional platinum for this. We also need to roll a d6 to see what kind of metaphysical mutation this is. This is telepathic. This opponent automatically targets the heroes who have the lowest health. Oh, okay. So this is going to be one of those things that could be a blessing in disguise. We do have the Lunar Blade with the half-orc, so he will be doing a bunch of damage in a counterattack, energy damage in a counterattack. He also has Adrenaline, which is also going to be a good counterattack. He does have the least amount of energy, so this may actually work in our favor, except that when they mutate, they also get bonus vitals. Now, telepathic gets a +5 for each hero. That's 10 additional vitals. So the Cockatrice starts at 22 health and 24 energy. All All right, and let's see. That's all that this guy gets. So let's see what happens. The first round of the game, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have the half-orc boost his attack rank by half his navigate rank. So he's going to be at a 7 for attack. So that's going to cost him 3 energy. Sorry, 3 health. No, we don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. He's going to die otherwise. So, in fact, I'm simply going to have him roll his favorite opponent damage, which is 2. Then I will have him do... I'm going to have him defend. So he's going to simply defend this round, and I'm going to have him do adrenaline instead. So that's going to cost 1 energy, and I'm going to have the Templar heal him. So he's going to gain a heal of some kind. That's good, at least. And then let's see what the Cockatrice does. So let's roll this. We get a 3. Single target energy. Energetic, this attack gains a target and becomes unyielding. So that means that it's attacking twice. It's a unyielding attack, so it is going to hit the target with the least amount of health twice. So thankfully this is an energy attack. It's doing 10 energy damage total. And 2 attacks of 5. My Legionnaires shield is blocking 2 for each attack, so he takes 3 and 3. That's enough to take him completely out, so he has no energy left. Our Templar heals him. He's up to 9. And now, when he was targeted twice, the Lunar Blade goes off twice. Oh, yeah, so I have to activate it. I did not activate it. Once per game turn for 3 energy, you may activate the power of the moon while your energy is 3 or higher. Oh, so I did not activate it. That's on me. I should have done that. At least I would have gotten 1 counterattack off. Okay, so then we just have the 2 damage. He's down to 20. Next round, I'm going to roll favorite opponent. I get another 2. And I'm going to have the Gladiator just do Gladius. He has no energy left, so that's what he must perform. The Templar is going to do... he's got 0 energy left, so he's going to have to do Judgment for 3. And let's see what the Cockatrice does. 1 again, single target energy, and this attack gains a target and becomes unyielding. So it's basically, we're both down to 0 energy. It's not energy drain, thankfully. So it would have hit the Gladiator twice because he has the least health. It's telepathic. It knows the Gladiator has got less. And we have total damage of 11. So we're down to 9 health remaining. And let's see what we got this round. The Gladiator... oh, sorry. What am I doing? The Gladiator is doing 6. That's what I was doing. I was rolling favorite opponent. So 3 damage, favorite opponent. Gladiator is going to do 6. And I'm going to have the Templar simply defend. So let's see what the Cockatrice does. 5. Group health. Targets who suffer any damage become poisoned. Oh, no. All right, so Gladiator suffering damage. He takes 4 damage. He's down to 5. He is now poisoned. And the Templar is also going to be poisoned. His defend was only a 1, so he takes 3 damage. So both of our heroes are poisoned, wandering the desert. We've just fought a telepathic Cockatrice, and it's completely been bad news for us. We need to find. Well, it does give us a little something at least. We get 5 gold, 2 food. We found some food. Will it be enough to save us? I do not know. We will find out. It does give us 2 food for the gladiator total, and we have 3 food for the Templar total. So we may live one more round here, but that poison is bad news. So let's see. We've got all this money, and we haven't been able to find any caravans. Let's take those cards and place them here, and we can get rid of our battle mat damage here. Okay, so it's a dire situation. Let's take a look at our characters here. It's crazy. So our gladiator is poisoned. He has 5 health left and 0 energy. He's got just enough food to feed the Templar next turn. Telen is not doing really any better. We have 7 energy here, 7 health and 0 energy, and she's got enough food to feed the half orc. So our heroes are feeding each other out in the desert. We at least have the Lunar Blade, and we have the Anhk of Mesyn'ott. So if some of us miraculously, if we get some energy back, maybe we can activate that and revive someone if we end up dying because we're poisoned. Okay, so next turn. What are we going to do? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put down 2 tiles. Oh, before the end of that turn, the Ravager disappears. Okay, so we have 3 remnants on the board. As those remnants increase, that will cause us to go into Act 2. I believe that that happens when we have at least half the number, the remnants on the board equal at least half the number of hot tiles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hot tiles. We only have 3. If that grows, then we will... All right, moment of truth. Caravan location! Yes! Okay, so finally we find other people in the desert. We knew they were out here, but boy, has it been a journey. We are on another hex, so let's put another down, and that is a boss location. So let's put that like here. We don't want to run into a boss right now. That would be devastating. Okay, so hopefully we can wander into the caravan location, and we can get some things here. So we're gonna roll our skills. If we pull this off, I'm gonna be so surprised. Hex on navigate. We can stay where we are, or hex on navigate, because we changed that rule in this game. A hex on navigate does allow the group to wander 1 additional hex in the direction of your choice. That means we could wander right into this caravan location. Wow. We fail our survival roll. We fail our explore roll. Let's see what happens with the Templar. Another hex on the navigate. That is amazing. We've gotten 2 hexes on navigate. So at least we can get to the caravan. We are still poisoned, and poison does last. It means you lose 1 health at the beginning of the declaration phase and at the beginning of each movement phase. So we lose a health. So I go down to 4, and I go down to 6. Now, one other thing this says, they must also roll and succeed on survival roll in order to use energy. If you succeed on any 3 survival rolls, you remove the condition from yourself. So we need to do survival 3 times, and I have not made any of those survival rolls. Okay, so we have found our way miraculously into a caravan location. That means we can flip over a caravan card. a Caravan Master card, and this is the Alkin Mercantile Company. Item cost is at a +0, so that means we can actually purchase items at the same cost that they appear in the bazaar. That's pretty good. It's going to save us a little bit of money. We're going to need to buy quite a bit of items because we're terrible apparently at finding our way through the desert. We've only found one of the caravans. All right, so we are in the bazaar. Whenever you're in a caravan location that has, or in a caravan location, you can purchase items that are on the top of the bazaar card. So just items worth 3 gold or less. So we could get an Iron Scale Potion. Hey, look at that. Negate all conditions and either heal 6 health or raise 6 energy. Yes, please. Iron Scale Potions all around. So that's going to get rid of our poisoned. Both heroes. We're going to cost. That's going to cost 3. I should buy another one of those, I think. Negate all conditions and heal 6 health. So I'm going to heal 6 health. Actually, the Templar is going to take the energy raise, and the Gladiator is going to take the health. So we're up to 10 and 0 and 6 and 6. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is let's get some hearty rations. Each hearty ration purchase equals 5 units of food. So we're going to do 3 of those. So that's 6 gold. I'm going to take that from here. That means we go up 15. So let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's up to full. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And let's do 1 for him. Now we're up to full food. Whew. Okay. Let's buy some other things. I think I'm going to buy some spell components. They can be consumed to, instead of health or energy, when you power a mastery or racial ability. Additionally, heroes may use spell components to reduce a caravan event's damage by 1. So I'm going to get a couple spell components. Spell comp. Let's do 2 here. Spell comp. 2 here. And let's do 2 Iron Scale Potions. 2 Iron Scale here. 2. Alright, so that's, so far we've got 4 and 6, so that's 10 gold. We've got 10 gold left on the Templar, 11 gold left on the Gladiator. Alright, Danger Sense Tonic. Use it during the movement phase to treat your normal movement as cautious. Okay, so we could move normally and get it as cautious. Poultice, that could be good too. I think that's all we're gonna do. Well, no, I think I'm gonna buy a couple poultices as well and heal that. So heal 3 health and energy. So he's going to go up. He'll use 2 poultices. And I'm going to buy 2 more. Okay. Whew. So just like that, here is our Gladiator. We managed to find our way to a caravan location. I've purchased 2 poultices. I've purchased 2 spell components and 2 Iron Scale Potions. We've also filled up on our food. The Alkin Mercantile Company probably feels very sorry for us, us hapless adventurers wandering into their caravanserai. I'm going to buy a couple poultices here as well, and I'll use 2 as well. So go down to 6 gold, and he actually only needs 1, so I have 3 left. Okay, so that was our Gladiator, and now here is Talen. We have 3 poultices on Talen. We have 2 spell components and 2 Iron Scale Potions. Wow. Okay. Now, at the end of our turn, the Ravager is going to appear. It was here, so its options are pretty much anywhere. 2, other than 3 or 4, it can go anywhere. So we're going to roll the die. We get a 5. It goes this way. So it's going to hit this one right here. And we're going to roll to see where it goes. It rolls a 2. That means the monstrous thing is going to be right there. Okay. So, awesome. We could take the caravan somewhere if we wanted to. I think we do. And I think probably the place that makes the most sense is Phorora. We are kind of up in the Phorora, the reputation. We're going to gain the bonuses there. We can buy some things there. So why don't we take the... Oh, we can't. We can't choose. That's right. The Caravan Master is going to choose for us. So, we could bribe them. 8 gold each. Oh, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do that anyway. All right, so let's see where the Anhk Mercantile Company is going. They are going to Phorora. 1. All right, so that means they are going kind of where we wanted them to go. We are going to take the company to Phorora. Now, in a 2-player game, we are basically going to play a number of caravan events based on the number of heroes in the game. So, in a 2-player game, 3 slots are used, and there's only 1 slot as an extra. So, we're going to place the first card down, and this is a Remnant. All right, so if we look at the Anhk Mercantile Company, they are granting a -2 bonus to 3 stats, and those stats are Defend, the Explore, and Survival. All right, so the Remnants are going to be doing damage equal to 3 + 1 per hero. That means we have 5 energy drain on this particular Remnant. Now, basically what we're going to do is we are going to play each of these cards one at a time. We're trying to keep the Caravan Master from suffering any damage. That's going to give us quite a bit of reward here. Oh, I didn't put down our platinum reward from the Cockatrice before. That telepathic Cockatrice. I don't know why I was carrying platinum, but it was, and we got it. Okay, sorry, that was a squirrel moment. All right, so Remnant. You've found a crystal tower, a partially submerged deposit left by the Ravager. Place a new Remnant crystal tower face up on any hot tile in the wastes. All right, so we're placing a new tower. Let's place it right next to us because if we come back to this caravan location, we could utilize that Remnant. Okay. Any hero who attempts this caravan event becomes irradiated 5. Okay. If the group reduces this damage completely, the group gains 3 Ravager crystals. All right, so that's good. This is a survival, which means I get to gain a -2 bonus because of the merchant company. So I'm going to roll. My blue is survival, and my yellow will be the energy. I'm going to have my gladiator roll this. So I made it with both. That is a -2, so that was a 5. So -2 is a 3. And because I rolled that hex, that's a crit success, that's a -4. So we take the 5 damage from this Remnant down completely. We reduce it completely. It is a Remnant, however, and the gladiator becomes irradiated. Now, irradiation is damage. It's energy drain. So irradiated 5 is 5 energy drain. It's reduced by your food rating. So my food rating for the gladiator is 3. I reduce that 5 by 3. So I take 2 energy drain. So he is going to go down to 4 energy. And you become irradiated. So I can either choose to fight the irradiation and not take a mutation if I make the roll, or I can just take a mutation. I think I'm just going to take a mutation. I should really pause the video and go through these. Sorry. Okay, so I have alluring pheromones. Fanthier, the half-orc, has alluring pheromones. Come on, you can't make this up. Your body produces strong pheromones that attract others to you. You gain bribery proficiency. Okay, so bribery proficiency is basically that it happens with certain rolls that may roll a stat test against defend, and if they succeed, they get to bribe enemies or Caravan Masters based on their defend value. So I'm able to now treat my defend score as having that little gold icon. So I have bribe proficiency. All right. Also, each additional alluring pheromones mutation in play reduces the bribe requirement by 1. Additionally, the group may treat their reputation as if it were too higher or lower in any direction. So our reputation is, we can kind of move it around now because of my alluring pheromones. My half-orc is just that, my gladiator half-orc is just a pretty alluring person. Okay, so we have also a -1 energy from this card. So he is going to lose 1 permanent and 1 current energy. And whenever he gains energy, he will gain a +1 energy from that. Now we just rolled 2. We got 2 energy cards before. That would have been nice to have before. Okay, so that's that for the gladiator. Remnant is taken care of. Next up on the agenda is another Remnant card. Okay, so we could have the gladiator do this again, or the Templar could take one. Why don't we give this one to the Templar? So we're gonna roll. Blue becomes our roll, which gives a -2 bonus, and the yellow will be simply my energy roll. This one is 2+, so that means it's a 4 damage total. And we crit fail on blue, but because the Alcan Mercantile Company gives us that bonus, that's actually an 8. So that's just a failed roll. It's not a critical fail. If it were a critical fail, it'd increase the amount of damage we're taking for this card. All right, so we missed that one. We made the energy roll, so that's -2. That means we have 4 energy drain coming at the Templar. So then he goes down to 9, so -4 is 5. And he becomes irradiated 4. -2, so there's irradiated 2. So he's down to 3 energy. And let's see, I'm going to just have him take 1 as well. So we're going to have him take a mutation as well. Monstrous size. Okay. Telen, the Phororan Templar, gains monstrous size mutation. You become larger than the average person of your race, gain +1 food rating. So he's now as beefy as the half-orc. And size matters, plus current and maximum health ranks. So you're getting a current and maximum health ranks equal to your size rating, which is 3. All right. Let me just turn that down. Well, I'll take care of that in a second. Okay, so 3. So he gets to go up to 13 total. But this monstrous size is reducing his energy by 2. So he only has 1 energy left. We're going to use 2 of our spell components to take out the rest of that damage for this card, for this Remnant. We also have to do what it says here, place a new Remnant on any open hex tile in the wilderness. So we're going to place another one. Let's place another one right here. Okay, and what next? We get to play this last card. And it is Endless Dunes. Oh, and it is another survival. So that's good. I'm going to have the Gladiator take this one. So this is a 2+ energy drain. That means 4 energy drain totals coming at us. I'm going to roll Survival. Whoops. Wow, that went all the way across the room. Okay, I'm going to roll Survival and... a 10 and a 9. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so the survival is a -2. That becomes a 7. It's still a fail. So we would take 4 energy drain. I'll reduce it. I'll use my spell components to reduce it by 2. So I take 2 energy drain. It goes down to 1. And any health damage dealt by this event is non-lethal. Okay, so at least we wouldn't die from this card. Okay, so then the Templar. We have 2 health and energy, or 2 energy drain left on this one. So we're gonna have him roll as well, if I can get the right dice here. All right, and a 5 and a hex. We should have just let the Templar take care of this endless dunes problem that that the caravan is running into. So the Gladiator and the Templar have helped the Elkin Mercantile Company make it to their destination, which is Phorora. So this is the I think the end of our video for this one. I'm going to wrap it up, and then we will come right back and take a look at what happens next in our journey. So thanks for watching.